Welcome back to episode 3 of Hawk's Eye View. I'm Cameron Antonellis.
And I'm Liam Mallory.
PSATs are coming up soon for the juniors.
Speaking of which, Cam and Luke caught up with some juniors and Miss Fournier to talk about college admissions.
Let's see what they had to say. Hi, I'm Cameron Antonellis. This week we caught up with a few seniors and a guidance counselor to talk about college. Let's take a look. For those who don't know you, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Zach.
What are your plans for after high school?
I planned on attending college.
Have you toured any schools?
Yeah, I've toured Wentworth.
All right, what do you look for out of schools you tour?
I look for the major that I want to go into, which is construction management, and also a good food court.
All right, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
For those of you who don't know you, could you introduce yourself?
My name is Michaela Platt. I'm a senior.
What are your plans after high school?
To go to a four-year college.
Have you toured any colleges?
Yes, I have.
What do you look for in those schools?
Well, I want to major in nursing, so I look for like a nursing school first of all, and then I'd like the campus to be like visually appealing. That'd be nice.
All right, thanks for your time.
So in terms of prepping for college, I would say that students should start once they enter high school. Their transcript starts right at freshman year, and so that is the first thing that colleges are going to look at is your transcript overall throughout your 4 years of high school. In terms of kind of narrowing down your list of schools and deciding, like filling out the application and working on your essay and taking standardized tests, that stuff all starts to happen in your junior year. But overall prepping, you can start as early as freshman year. So the biggest thing that I always tell my students is don't listen to what your friends are doing. Just because a school is good for your friends doesn't always mean it's good for you. So you want to make sure the school has the major that you're potentially interested in. Also, the size of the school is a big deal. Some kids feel lost at a big school, or some kids just don't like the size of a smaller school. Location, distance from home is always a big one. The cost of the school is super important, and students should be aware of. The other things, sometimes sports teams are a big deal. Students want to play a particular sport on campus, so if the school has that or doesn't have that, that's always important. A lot of times kids don't know the answers to some of those questions until they're visiting campuses, so I would say the best way to kind of decide if a school is a good fit for you, personally, is to just go and visit it. And then kind of take a look and talk to your counselor about your GPA and your SAT scores and see if it's a good academic fit also. It never hurts to take both of them and see how you do, and then take whatever one you scored higher on, take that one a second time. A lot of students tend to lean more towards the SAT just because we offer it at Waltham. It's definitely, they're pretty similar in terms of kind of going into a room and being timed and taking a test, so it's up to you and whatever one the student feels most comfortable taking, but it doesn't hurt to try both.
All right, thank you. That's all we got this week. Back to you guys in the studio. Thanks, Cam. College admissions sure seems stressful.
You know what else seems stressful? Driver's exams.
Speaking of which, students this year had to get parking permits at Waltham High.
Let's catch up with Joel and Jamal when they talk to the parking pass director.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Jamal, and I'm here with Mr. Soren, physical education teacher here at Waltham High School. And he's here to talk about a few things with the parking system that they set up this year.
Yeah, hey Jamal, how are you? Thanks for having me. Last year, back in October, I was having a conversation with Mr. DeMayo, and I was talking with the SROs here, Officer Farago and Officer Tracy, about the parking situation down here, because there were some concerns that there wasn't enough parking for staff, kids, or what have you. So we met, we came up with a plan. We first came out, if you look around the parking lot on the front side, behind the building on the sides, we have all new signs put up so that everything is clearly marked for the staff and for the students. We then later on, we came up with our parking passes. We put parking passes for the staff, and we had parking passes for the students that they could purchase for $5. Pretty good deal. I believe in Framingham it's about $175 a pass, but anyway. They came in for a whole week during the 3 lunches, and the kids that get the passes, they have them. They're supposed to put them on the front driver's side window so we can see them when we walk by and check. Yeah. And that's where we started, so it went into fruition this year. And we had also new white and yellow lines painted throughout the entire school for the students and staff to see. Yellow lines are for the students, white lines are for the faculty here. And we are now in the process, and we should be getting them any day now. We should be getting our, I don't know what you want to call them, they're kind of like parking violations. So we're going to be going up and down the parking lot and making sure kids and staff have their stickers on their cars. And if they don't, they're going to get a citation on the window, and they're going to get a warning, and everything will be recorded. And that's how we're going to proceed for the year. Sure.
And how many warnings would one student or staff member get every year?
Right now, we have plans to be 1 warning. Either you have your sticker or you don't, and if it's out there, you get 1 warning. After that, they could be at risk of getting towed. Yeah.
And are there still people looking for the parking passes, or is it booked? Is there still enough space for people to get their parking passes?
That's a good question, Jamal. What happens is, usually your juniors and seniors getting the parking passes. Some of them might turn, all of a sudden, it could be May and they get their license. So they can get a parking pass at any time. All they gotta do is come down to the SRO office. They have the applications and their paperwork. All you gotta do is fill out an app, show your driver's license and registration, and you're good to go with your $5. You get a sticker at any time. So it's just that easy.
Thank you, Mr. Soren.
Thank you, Jamal. Well done. Good job.
Some students weren't really happy with the parking permits.
But everybody's happy with the performance of this week's Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to Talks Revue. I'm Frenchie, and this week we talked to Mr. Borkin, whose Student Athlete of the Week was. Let's take a look.
John Bork, I'm the head football coach here at Waltham High School, and I'm also a phys ed teacher. I would have to go with our senior captain, Mark Wills. I think he's been the most consistent so far this season. It's been a frustrating last couple of weeks, but he always seems to stay positive, always helping and encouraging others around him. He expects a lot of himself, and he expects a lot of those around him in terms of effort. So I would go with Mark, definitely. Absolutely. Mark was chosen as one of our senior captains. I believe he got 90% of the vote, which I think speaks volumes of him and his leadership, and clearly the kids and the players around him think highly of him. He certainly is encouraging to our younger guys, always helping, always giving words of encouragement. So yeah, he certainly works cooperatively with not only the players but the coaches as well. Mark spent a lot of time preparing himself for this senior season in the weight room all summer, and I think throughout so far these last 3 weeks, he's been a little bit banged up, but he's been able to fight through that and endure whatever ailments he may have, whether it's physically or otherwise. But he's a plugger. He's an aggressive kid. He loves the game, and he does well for us. And I would think he's definitely the player of the week for us.
Mark Wills, grade 12, defensive lineman and offensive lineman. It's started off really well. It's got a little tough, but we've also played some 2 really tough teams. I think the team's going to bounce back, though, and going to have a successful year.
Before asking Mark on how he impacted the team, we asked Mikey Scafidi on his thoughts.
I think Mark has done a good job leading as a captain this year. I know for a fact that he's helped me before, and I trust him as a captain because I can rely on him and pep talking me or having me understand what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, I think he's done a good job this year.
I mean, I feel like I have in a way of leadership from different years and other tendencies that I have during games and how I like to pick my teammates up instead of put them down. And I feel like the guys really do see that sometimes, and I feel like it benefits us. Even if we're not coming out with a W, they still know that I have their back and I'm not going to be any different towards them.
That's it for Athlete of the Week. See you next time.
Nice job, Mark, and thanks, Paul and Frenchie.
Mark played great this week, but you know what's even better?
What Andy and Evan were cooking up on their show this week.
Let's take a look.
What up, everybody? We're making a steak today. I'll be showing you how to make a steak. You see the ingredients. So, what you want to do here first is get your ingredients right. You got to get the good steak. I paid, what, $13 for this, Evan? Yeah, Evan's the camera guy over here. We got salt, black pepper, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, how I like it, some thyme, some butter, some triple cuts. What I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna take my salt rations I have here and I'm gonna try to heavily salt my steak. You dig? Then get each side and make sure you got a lot of salt. Don't be afraid to have a stroke, you'll be good. And then I'm gonna get pepper too. Now, I'm gonna get my pan at high heat, keep it nice and warm. I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. Let it get nice and hot till it smokes, till it steams. Next up, make sure when you put your steak down, place it away from you so you don't get. Alright, so it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna flip it right now. See how it looks. Right now, we're gonna get our garlic ready to baste with our butter. You don't need small pieces like that, you just need a good amount. Big chunks is cool. Alright, right now we're about to start like pretty much the most important part of the steak. We're gonna baste it with butter, thyme, and garlic. So you're gonna put your heat lower. You're not gonna let it overcook. Get your butter, get a good amount. Throw it in there. A little bit more. And then you'll let it cook. Now you're gonna add your thyme and your garlic. Let it all get together. Bring it around and pour it over your steak. Let it get inside to every crack, because it'll make your steak extra juicy and taste way better. Right after you do that for about a minute or two, you're gonna flip and repeat. Right now, we're gonna take the steak off the heat, put it on the cutting board, and let it rest. You gotta let your steak rest for about 10 minutes, so if you cut it, the juices don't spill everywhere. And you gotta let it sit so it can cook a little longer. Now the last step, after you let it sit for a little bit, you're gonna cut it up. See how good it cooks, you feel me? And that is how you make a steak.
Wow, that kind of made me hungry. I could really go for a steak right now.
But on a more serious note, this month at Waltham High, the Student Council started a fund for clothes and shoes for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. Garrett and Brendan were able to catch up with the orchestrators of the fund.
Let's take a look.
Hey Waltham High, welcome back to Hawkseye View. I'm Brendan Power. In light of recent hurricanes Harvey and Irma, the Student Council is setting up a fundraiser to help raise money for the hurricane victims. We caught up with a couple of students that are running the fundraiser to see what it's all about.
Hello, I'm Gerard Jello. I'm a senior at Waltham High School and I'm treasurer of the National Honor Society. And I've started a donation drive along with the Student Council for the Hurricane Harvey victims. I encourage all of you to donate because many victims in Texas are without basic necessities. I would like you to bring the donations to the A block classes, clothing, shoes, food, money, and each will be recorded in a point system, and the A block class with the most points will receive a reward. I encourage you all to donate. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jack Duffy. I'm a senior at the high school, and I am the vice president of Student Council. We have started a shoe, clothing, money, canned good, whatever you can bring in drive for the victims of Hurricane Harvey, Irma, which have devastated the southern portions of our country over the past few weeks. So anything you can bring in would be greatly appreciated. And at the end of it all, the winning A block who brings in the most stuff is going to get a free breakfast from Dunkin' Donuts. So bring in your stuff.
That wraps it up here for Hawkseye View. Remember, bringing clothes and shoes to your A block classes. I'm Brendan Power. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Brendan and Garrett. Make sure you guys donate shoes and clothes to your A block classes.
This week, Liam and Olivia were able to catch up with the director and senior housemaster about senior review. Let's see what they had to say.
Today we are interviewing Deborah Fennell, our stage and body teacher and performance producer, and Christopher Gelinas, the senior housemaster, to ask about the dates for senior review and why kids should do it, and just to give all the background information needed.
Okay, so for students who don't already know, what is senior review?
Well, Liam, I'm glad you asked. Senior Review is a unique tradition to Waltham Senior High School. Bonds at least a third, if not more, of the senior class. We group together and we put on a performance that benefits the class in so many ways. There's a bonding of all different kinds of kids. You got athletes, quiet kids, dancers, singers, people that never did anything in high school, and people that did everything in high school. Pulling to this common goal of putting on a performance with a theme, and then raising some money for scholarships, good things like that.
How long has Senior Review been a tradition?
It is a 50-year tradition. My senior class of my sister, 1968, began this whole thing. So we, Mr. Gelinas, the housemaster, is here joining us. Here he is. The man, the legend. We are going to be the 51st Senior Review at Waltham Senior High School.
When can the class of 2018 audition for Senior Review?
Okay, so we're having meetings next week, which is probably going to be when this airs, the 25th and 6th. Is that Monday and Tuesday next week? Okay, well, that's our meetings. If you miss it, I think so. And you just sign up, get a little piece of paper, and if you miss it, do come on down. And then the whole formal audition process, everyone makes it, but if you want more stuff, it'll be the next week, very end of September into the beginning of October.
What are the performance dates and times for Senior Review?
The dates and times are the end of November, weekend before Thanksgiving. There's a Thursday afternoon and a Friday night. November, I think, 16 and 17.
What is your favorite thing about putting on this performance?
I just love to get all the kids together. We tend to stay in our own little worlds at the high school. We're all really busy and we all do what we do well. But putting together these kids, and sometimes I say, where have you been for 4 years? All of a sudden there's a singer and there's someone that they realize that there's life bigger than that just themselves with their own activities that they're good at. It's mixing of the kids. That's the most important thing. They're not just one kind of kid. They're the member of the class of 2018. It's really important.
Yeah, it's exciting for me because I get to meet some kids that I haven't met before. It brings a large number of the class, as Ms. Fennell said, a cross-section of kids in different areas, and I get to meet them and develop a relationship with them early on in their senior year, and it just makes for a lot more fun for the next 8 months.
Why should seniors be a part of Senior Review?
Oh my God, why not? Why not? I think every kid that ever really joined and finished what they started has not regretted being part of that activity.
I think it's a great thing because there's so many kids that do Senior Review and perform for the first time, and then they find themselves wanting to do it more and more. And next thing you know, they're in dance theater or they're in a spring musical. And first of all, just get involved anyways. Just do it. And a lot of kids that have never done it before find out that they actually like it, and it actually encourages them to do it more.
Kids can join the stage crew. If you're a musician, you can play in the pit. You maybe are behind the scenes in Mr. Keeney's class or Mr. McCarthy's class. They help us do our tickets and our graphics. So you could still get involved even if you can't be there to be on the stage for the whole thing. But
yeah, there are a lot of production roles that you can take part in. Organizational pieces and help Deb, stage managing, stage crew, rehearsal organization. So if you want to be involved in it and you don't want to perform, there are a ton of roles to be a part of and to be a part of the experience without having to put yourself out there on the stage.
Awesome, thank you guys.
Thank you, Liam.
Seniors who want to audition, you guys have the dates and times and stuff like that and ways to get involved, so definitely try out if you can. Thank you.
Senior Review 2018. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Woo!
Wow, I can't wait for Senior Review.
Me neither, but you know what I can't wait for? Spirit Week. Speaking of which, it's coming up this week. Monday is Boston Sports Day. Tuesday will be Tropical Day. Wednesday will be Groutfit Day, so make sure you get your gray on gray ready. Thursday will be Red and White Day, and also the pep rally will be on Thursday. And Friday will be Pajama Day. Thank you for watching episode 3 of Hawk's Eye View. I'm Cameron Antonellis.
And I'm Liam Mallory.
And it's every day, bro.